When Julian was dragged out of the embassy and then put in solitary confinement here in Belmarsh, I think that the press started to turn, because then they started to realise it means no press freedom and the end of it all. And apart from which, I think the public need a different story. They need the truth. And so what I want people to know is that every single thing you were told about Julian in these last 9 years is total smear. The most important thing is we really do need public opinion, and we need press support. That's just so important.
Free Julian Assange! Julian Assange! Imprison the criminals, the corruption!
I'm the angel of democracy, and Julian, nobody knows more about democracy than Julian Assange. It is not a crime to publish American war crimes. It's in the public interest. It's democracy. Niels Melzer, the UN rapporteur on torture, really it makes the statement that this country no longer operates under the rule of law. And he bases that on the treatment of Julian Assange, and that they ignore him and tell the UN, we do what we want, and ignore you. And by ignoring him, they ignore the law, because Julian's the anchor for freedom and for everything. If we've got to crack the wall globally of government corruption worldwide. He's the rock. He's really the rock that, to me, is holding everything together, and he's got to get off. Because I'm really frightened that we live in a world where this conversation with you is kind of insane, because nobody knows the reality of what's going on. We've got to fight climate change, we've got to fight all these things, and he's the Trojan horse. If we can break this wall of corruption, then, you know, we can ask all these other things we need to do, specific demands that will save the world. This case is the most important case in history. It marks the division between totalitarianism and democracy, and it's got to happen here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. Thanks. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. It's so good of you. Thank you so much. I got to go because I've got a bad back. Bye.